we will have prayer time today.
Yeah.
No matter what happens,
Right.
that will happen. And I think just naturally, you making an emphasis on it. We can miss playing, workout. We're not missing prayer requests, and I think that naturally gets them a little more comfortable.
Yeah, and I know we could go on with this forever, but let's go ahead and jump on to after the prayer.
Yeah, well, for me, we go into the shield. Like I want to go. I always reiterate that, and then typically I fall back on who can remember what we talked about last week? Maybe one person not remember what I said, but typically we go in through the leader's guide. We go through the missionaries that's being highlighted that week, and the missionary always has a favorite Bible verse.
Yep.
In these leader guides, and we take time to highlight that Bible verse.
Yeah.
And okay, so why was this significant to him? What was why might he be sharing this with us?
Yeah.
What does he want us to get from this? So I'll use the leader guide or the kids. What's it called? The kids book.
Yeah.
Sometimes I misplace my leader guide.
Yeah.
But we always highlight the verse that they want to show, and then typically I'll take something from that verse and then go a step beyond. Yeah. Right. Or just elaborate a little more, just give a little more context to what's happening in that verse. We'll maybe take a step back, a couple verses, a couple steps forward, because the verse is on, King Neil's bow and arrow.
David Jonathan.
Jonathan, yes. Yeah. So, I mean, we read the whole chapter, because one, they were fascinated about bow and arrow. It's one of the.
Well, you remember we actually brought a bow and let them shoot,
and
they had to run after it and say, a little further.
But I mean, we'll let's give some context. This is what's going on here. Kind of just make a little lesson out of it, and really, I don't know about you, my lessons might be 15 minutes sometimes. Just because, I mean, well, it's just, sometimes, parents getting out of the court deal. Yeah. I mean, I have a couple points I want to make, and I have a stopping point, my last couple, so just in case, because I don't want parents to be sitting outside my door. But, we go into the missionary lesson and we dig in the word. Yeah. And then if I need to fill time, I mean, the rare times I do, I mean, we're looking up, because I mean, in my Bible, I always have context or, related verses. Right. So let's, Bible drill time. Genesis 34:6, stand up when you get it. We're doing some sword drills out of it.
Yeah. So what I have to do with mine is to, one, get them to listen. Yeah. And retain it is my kids love it anyway, is doing a trivia with them.
Oh, cool.
After the lesson, we just bombard them with questions about the lesson. And each week we build onto it. So you're focused on a particular missionary and their family for the whole month. So the way it's currently structured, the first week you get introduced to them and where they are. The second week is the Bible story, which sometimes is completely unrelated to everything else. And then the third week, you jump back to the missionary, but the third week, you're actually focused on their particular ministry and what they do.
Yeah.
And so the first week, we're talking about, just as an example, this month, well, it'll be last month when this releases, January, the focus was on missionaries in Provo, Utah. So the first week, you learned basics about Utah. So they got quizzed on that. The second week, they learned about, the Bible story was Moses being hidden in the reeds in the river and adopted by Pharaoh's daughter. They got quizzed on not only the Bible story, but the previous week to reinforce Utah. The third week, we learned specific details about the missionaries, and they got quizzed on all 3 weeks. But the fourth week is kind of a limbo week, free-for-all week. That's where what I do anyway, is we do the activities to work towards earning their pin at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much a week. Did we miss anything?
No, I mean, you brought up a good point. I gave a very broad kind of what we do, but a lot of it is, we're just, I'm standing, but most of the time we're all just sitting at the same table. A lot of it's just conversation because my class, I can do that.
Now
it's smaller, but like you said, we're going through it. How many copies of the commandments did God have to give Moses? We're just going back to Moses. We'll just someone will ask a question. These people are sharp.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, well, didn't this happen? I said, well, actually, guess what happened right after that? So it'll evolve and grow in the lesson.
And I will say this for folks that are listening: if your kid is in our RA group or any RA group, on the way home, ask them what they learned.
Yeah, please.
Reinforce that. Repetition is reinforcement, and
if they can't
you might learn something from them.
If they can't tell you, tell me.
Every week, mine say, I don't know, nothing. I know that's a lie, son.
Oh no. Well, we had a good.
And then, but it's like they just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But it just.
But I know they remembered it like this week.
Yeah. About the third time I asked them, they'll spill the beans.
Okay.
They just want to. They don't want to answer because they want to be doing their own thing.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is. They want to be because they want to read.
Yeah.
They've gotten to where they're reading a lot more, but they just want to read on the way home. But I'm gonna pop this up. This is something that I've started doing with them as much as I can with the memory verse, trying to find a way to help them learn the monthly verse. This is the one we did. I don't even remember. Was this September or October?
Yeah.
It's either September or October.
I still have a copy of that on my desk.
Came up with blanks, and since I've got first through third graders, some of them are learning to read.
Yeah.
I used pictures with them to help them fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not on YouTube, get on YouTube to see this. But the memory verse was Luke 10, 36, 37. Which of these?
You have a picture of Luke.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
The first blank is for 3. And I have just a numerical 3, the number 3 in there. Which of these 3 do you, and I've got an emoji with a question mark like the smiley face is thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these 3 do you think was I had houses because I didn't know what else to do for the neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's got, you can't see it in this picture, but it's actually one house. There's a hand in front of one shaking a hand in front of the other. So was a neighbor to the man. I've got the man symbol that you see on the bathroom for men's restrooms, who fell into the hands. I've got 2 hands of robbers or thieves, is people wearing black and white stripe. They look like burglars, but of robbers. The expert in the law, have a picture of a judge, replied, the one, numerical 1, who had, I don't even remember what this one was. I think love.
Yeah, I was thinking love.
I'm missing some other blanks. Who had compassion on him. Who had compassion. It's a heart with its arms outstretched. Then there's a picture of Jesus. Jesus told him, go, and it's a traffic signal with the green light lit up for go, and do likewise. Then one of our leaders is Luke Rankin. So we took his headshot. Since he's our representative for the state house now. So we took his headshot, his political picture, and put it down there in place for Luke. And what I did was we cut these pictures out, and they had to put them in the appropriate place the first week. And then they took it home and used it to help memorize it. I think every one of the boys memorized it within a week by doing it this way. So if you're looking for thoughts of how to help them, fill in the blanks. But it's just a thought. It's an idea. It worked for us really well. That the times we've done it.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we thought this episode was going to take about 30 minutes.
Yeah, we said that.
So we've only got like 2 more things to talk about, though, which are uniforms and awards.
Yeah, well, I remember when you came up, we were talking about kind of what we saw, what we wanted, for us to grow into, and we had, I don't know if you were talking about the vests or whatnot, but wouldn't it be cool if we had jackets?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if we actually had, on Sunday we could, because the banner RAs are for workers. RAs are workers. Like I want us to serve in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And whether that's pass out, or maybe that's greeting. Yeah. Maybe that's passing out material or bulletins or whatnot. But could we evolve it into an actual jacket? Yeah.
So what we decided to do is I wanted to teach the boys how to tie a tie, because that's a dying art now. It doesn't have to be a bow tie, but a necktie. Teach the boys how to tie a necktie, and their uniform, instead of a vest, could be a navy blazer with the RA insignia on the pocket, kind of like a prep school would do. And the lads would have one color necktie, either blue or gold. The Crusaders would have the other color tie, and then the leaders would have a striped tie with gold, blue, and white. And what we've discussed doing is we'll teach the boys how to tie a necktie, and that was going to be my 7th thing.
Okay,
I couldn't remember what it was. Sure the seventh thing was going to be how to learn to tie a tie, and I'll be gracious.
You're gonna need some men on deck
to the younger ones if they can't do that. They'll still get their pin, but so what the idea is, instead of doing the traditional vest and the patch for doing everything and getting your pin, because it gets expensive, especially if you're in a small church.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to invest in a bunch of the blazers. The parents can buy one for their kids if they want to. We'll give them the patch part, but we're going to go around consignment sales, yard sales. Anybody that's got a navy blazer that they want to get rid of that's child size, hit me up. I'll let you know how to get it to me. But we're going to have enough of these to fit the kids. They would just need to provide a white shirt and some slacks. We're not even going to be picky about what color slacks they have. Heck, blue jeans would be fine.
Yeah.
But the whole point is to show that they're we're teaching them how to be godly men.
Well, godly men, and you are an ambassador of Christ.
Yeah.
You represent Christ.
Yeah.
And, let's look the part. Let's look sharp.
Yeah. And the awards, the way we're going to do awards is, instead of, if you do the RA racers this year, if you do the RA gliders this year, if you do a camping trip with us this year, if you complete your push-up challenges this year, if you do prayer walking with us, if you do Christmas in August with us, if you do joy boxes with us, that's 7 patches. These patches are $5 or $6 a piece. And if you've got 15 to 20 boys, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, originally, I considered doing what the GAs do. They get their patch the first time they complete that task or that mission or objective. And then each subsequent year, they get a pin. I think she does a pin. My thought was like the little star, like a military medal, just putting that underneath the patch is to symbolize they've completed it again. But we toyed around with several different ideas, and what we finally settled on was a hiking stick. And because I describe RAs to people that have no clue what it is as a mission-focused, I won't say the name of the group, but the outdoor group that used to be focused on boys is no longer just boys.
Yeah.
But
that's
the easiest way to describe it. And they get a hiking stick. We're not letting them take it home.
No,
it'll stay at church. Yeah, they won't get to handle it at church too much. But what they'll do is, and what I haven't finished making one yet, which I really need to do that. Mm-hmm. So once I do finish making one, I'll post a picture of it on our social media account so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But just get a hiking stick, and each year they'll get the pin. Mm. So they'll get Lad 1 after they finish their first year in RAs. Drill a hole out, put a little bit of Gorilla Glue, super glue in it, push the pin in, bad boy ain't going anywhere. And then you'll work your way up or down. Haven't decided which way is going to look better yet, but it'll eventually have all 6 of their pins if they've completed their stuff, and they'll be able to backtrack to complete if they need to if they're new to RAs. And then I'll have the actual RA membership pin on it. And if we decide to put any other things, like maybe some ribbons or tassels off of it,
it's just like a power cord hand.
Yeah,
they would love that. Have you hinted any of this to your boys? They have any idea about this?
Yeah, and they keep asking.
I'm they excited about it.
Yeah, they're super excited.
I don't know what but as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, boys would love. To carve and to just enhance and decorate their own stuff.
And then the plan is once they graduate out of RAs, their last year with us at the awards day, which we do once a year, all of the mission groups do a presentation about what they've done over the last year. They will be presented with their stick. That's when they'll get to take it home. It'll be complete. It'll have all the pins on it. It'll have all their awards, everything they've earned on it. And as of now, our game plan is to present them with a striped tie that has gold, blue, and white on it to match the leaders' gold, blue, and white ties. Now, we decided we were going to do bow ties. I don't know how many of the other leaders are going to do the bow ties, but needless to say, I don't know that the ties are going to always match the same material, but we're going to give it to the boys because they need to have a tie. That way they'll have a tie. They don't have to go out and buy one. Their parents won't have to go out and buy them one. But they'll have a tie. Hopefully by the time they finish 6th grade with RAs, they'll know how to tie it. And it'll be just a gift from us to them and a way for them to remember their time in RAs. Because I did the vest as a kid. My parents had all my pins and patches and stuff put up. But honestly, I think if I'd had a stick or something like that doesn't really take up a lot of space, like I probably would still have it somewhere displayed. But that's the plan. And then with them doing blazers, the thought is, just as an example, kids are in 1st grade right now. The ones that are in 1st grade would be wearing the Lad 1 pin on their lapel of their jacket. Anytime they wear the uniform throughout the year, they've got whatever pin they're working towards earning. And then at the end of the year, we just pop it off, take it off. Part of the presentation would be take that off, put the upcoming year's pin on, and then take that one and just stick it into the hiking stick barn there in front of everybody.
And then just kind of going off of the blazers and just the ties. I mean, they're like we're trying to get Sundays where they're on church on mission. Like they have a task that we have different fundraising. Like we're doing the silver bags or whatnot we got coming up, or Lottie Moon, or just different stuff that they might participate in. Take up, or maybe they can like how the GAs are. For Lottie Moon, they were lattes with Lottie. Maybe we can do something. But I mean, again, you are an ambassador of Christ. Like, you took time, you got yourself prepared. I mean, just little things.
Yeah.
Just like making your, what's that book, Making Your Bed in the Morning? I don't know what it's called, but it talks about, it's a military man talking about how just doing the little things, grow. And I love that idea.
Yeah.
I think it's, I think it's going to be great. And then going into just other stuff different stuff that we have for the RAs to do, you want to talk about racers first, since that's coming up.
Yeah, we can.
What would you?
Yeah, so we're going to do the RA racers with our boys. RA racers are the little wood.
You're making one, right?
Yeah, so that's something that we're doing. By the time this comes out, it will have already been announced. But at field day, we're going to have 2 different divisions. We're going to have adults and kids.
Oh, God.
So, I haven't even told you about this. Yeah, so what we're going to do this year is the leaders will race against each other.
That's awesome.
The kids will race against each other.
Amazing.
And then we'll have a championship round of the top kids versus the top leaders.
That's gonna be fun.
So bring your A game to field day this year. We're gonna have multiple tracks. Our church has a track. I've talked to a couple other guys that have tracks that said they could bring them. It's gonna be a good time. We will have info as of now. The info is available now by the time this episode releases. If you're in South Carolina and want to bring your RA group, let us know. We'll let you know what you need to know about getting there and the activities. So
I'm excited about that. I haven't done that.
Yeah.
Just the organization we referenced earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, that was 2nd grade for me. And I had a blast. I had that. My mom, my dad still has that car.
I wish I
still had these cars.
I had the gray Ghost.
Oh yeah,
it was gray. We used I don't know how many things of steel wool we went through polishing the spray paint on it. But
my dad took his to his machine shop. Mine was flawless.
I told Luke that. I told him, I said, I needed to know which style he wanted because the leaders were going to be doing them too.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and told him about the whole kids versus adults thing after we had the winners of the 2 divisions. And he said, well, I'm just letting you know, the last time I went to one, there were, he said, like 50 or so, and I won the whole thing. I said, well, I'm just letting you know, when I was a kid, the RA day, I took 3rd at Connie Maxwell out of who knows how many. I said, and I'm a lot older and wiser now.
Do you have weight?
We'll have the weight. We'll have the rules and all posted as far as requirements, restrictions, guidelines you have to be in for. But it's going to be the legit RA racers race. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
I'm really excited about that field day. I think that is, just the response we got from the ministry, the leadership meeting.
Yeah.
I think everyone you've talked to was
everybody
gung-ho about
it. I talked to one guy at another church in our association, and that was the leader at his church, and he said, well, I would bring RAs if I had any, but right now I don't have any, but I still want to come and help. Let me know how I can help.
That's fantastic.
And he will have RAs. They're just not old enough to be RAs yet.
Right.
And that's honestly, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there at the end of the episode. We probably lost most of the listeners that might take offense to this, but I'm not a big fan of this trending away from RAs and GAs in the SBC. There's a lot more Awanas. There's children on mission, which there's nothing wrong with those. Children on mission, I get if you don't have the leaders or enough kids to split up between boys and girls. But
it's called what?
Children on missions.
What was the other one? You just said
Awanas.
Awanas.
Awanas, yeah. So that is something, I don't know how long ago it started. I was never a part of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I've talked to one guy recently that when there was a real big push to get Awana started at churches, that it replaced RAs and GAs, and they've never been able to recover from it. But I hate to say it, no. If you're part of an SBC church and you don't have a missional program for children, shame on you. You should. There's absolutely no reason you can't use the excuse of we don't have the leaders to lead it. If you're an adult, you can lead a class of children and teach them about missions. There's no excuse. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, we're supposed to be teaching our kids how to be missionaries. Well, what easier way to do that than to use a program that's turnkey?
Well, take it a step further. Right? RAs are teaching boys to be men.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how do we be spiritual leaders?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
even the smallest church has at least one male member. You just need one man to teach an RA class. I mean, you don't have to be good at it. These kids don't care. They're not going to know if you're good or bad at it. All you get, like, literally just do what I do. Read the book, read the lesson to them. You don't have to go as all out as what me and JT do with our group.
Well, we evolved to that. Like when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. You know? But you just by you showing up, you care for these kids. Like you care for their spiritual walk.
Yeah.
And then that alone you will prioritize that.
Yeah.
And you will prepare.
Yeah.
You know, and
And
you will grow because of this as a leader.
Yeah.
You know, my spiritual walk has grown because I served the RAs.
Yeah. And you'll find the benefits. You'll see the benefits yourself. And I mean, we're called to use our spiritual gifts for the growth of the body, which includes the kids. I don't really know what else to say at that point.
Well, I think of Sean. Sean had never been in an RA class before.
Yeah.
And he felt led to do. I mean, I didn't even know he was coming.
Yeah.
You know?
He talked to me several times.
And he shut up and was like, I want to help.
Yeah.
I'm like, praise God, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for him.
I'll just throw this out there. Don't be the atypical Southerner that says, I want to be involved. Where can I help? Show up and say, I'm here.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do tonight? Do that. Because if you just keep saying whenever an event is not happening or something's not going on, say, I want to get involved. I want to help out. Well, the first step is showing up to the actual events.
Yeah.
Then once you're there, say, I'm here. What can I do now?
Yeah.
And the here and the now. Start with the here and now, and then move for the future. But just going back to what I said about if you don't have an RA program, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can get the material. If money is a constraint, don't let it be. You can go online and find old RA material in PDF format and use it. It doesn't have to be current.
Reach out to us.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you.
Yeah. We'll get you stuff that we've come up and developed on our own.
Or let us, you come serve with, we'll I mean, I want to get service days somehow. That's, I want to somehow, because, just 45 minutes, man, to an hour, you just cannot go off campus and go serve, shut-ins or something. But, I would eventually like to grow into like a service day type thing. Like who and could the Peggy who runs our shut-in ministry, she's in my Sunday school. You know, I want to talk to her. Like, you know, what do you see the needs are? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe, you know, if you want to get involved in an RA program, maybe we have a service day. Maybe we just get together and we serve the Lord together, and you know, let's talk about it.
Yeah, but if you don't have an RA program at your church and you're curious about how to start one, you can reach out to us. We'll let you know about ours. We'll kind of give you some suggestions. If you're outside of South Carolina or in a different part of South Carolina, we can try and get you plugged in with other associations. Like I think Texas and North Carolina and Georgia still have active websites for their RA programs. South Carolina, Brian Spearman is doing a really good job of trying to reorganize and rebuild RAs to what it was in the 90s with having football days, RA days at a college football game. Back when I was a kid, Furman was tied in with the state convention. They're not anymore, but now it's North Greenville and Charleston Southern and Anderson. North Greenville has an RA day. Come on, Charleston Southern. Yes, I'm calling you out because I spent however many thousands of dollars to go there. Have an RA day. Give me an excuse to come to Charleston. But and then Anderson also is with the state convention. But there used to be a NASCAR. Darlington had RA day.
Wow, really?
Yeah, the local association down there sponsored it. And they had Bring a Boy.
Well,
Bring a Boy to race day.
How you get back to that is men step up.
Yeah.
Let's serve the young people of our churches, and you know, you get enough, and who knows what God can do with it.
All right. Well, an hour and 12 minutes, and
I was not thinking it would be
10 minutes of guilt trip. So we'll stop guilt tripping you guys. We won't do that as much next episode. Maybe I'm not going to say we won't, but that's never the goal. I'll put it that way. But I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this year. You know, and years to come. Like boys and young men in my class, and they're taking strides.
Yeah,
and it is exciting to see.
Yeah. So we look forward to being with you guys on the next episode. Not sure what that topic will be yet, but maybe it'll come in at under an hour. Because this is the third one in a row that's been and at an hour plus.
Yeah, but that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And
make
see you next time.
Yeah, make sure you're following us everywhere. All the socials and YouTube and wherever you're listening, make sure you've got notifications turned on because you never know when we might have a bonus episode pop up. So till next time, thanks and see you.
Thanks, guys.